Superman vs. Batman, a battle of strength, strategy, and trust of gods and mortals. In a world teetering on the edge of chaos, two of Earth's greatest heroes, Superman and Batman, found themselves locked in a confrontation that would shake the foundations of justice. Their battle wasn't just a physical contest. It was a clash of ideologies, backgrounds, and methods. Superman, born Kal-El, is an alien from the doomed planet Krypton. Raised by the kind-hearted Kent family in Smallville, Kansas, he grew up with a strong moral compass. His extraordinary abilities, flight, super strength, heat vision, and invulnerability, make him a godlike figure. As Superman, he became a beacon of hope for humanity, fighting for truth, justice, and the preservation of life. Batman, on the other hand, is Bruce Wayne, a billionaire from Gotham City who dedicated his life to fighting crime after witnessing the murder of his parents as a child. Unlike Superman, Batman has no superpowers. Instead, he relies on his intellect, combat training, cutting-edge technology, and indomitable will. Gotham's Dark Knight fights from the shadows, enforcing justice through fear and calculated precision. The two heroes work together as members of the Justice League, protecting the Earth from countless threats. However, their vastly different methods and worldviews always created an undercurrent of tension. The catalyst. The seeds of their conflict were sown in the aftermath of Superman's battle with General Zod in Metropolis. While Superman saved the world from annihilation, the collateral damage was catastrophic, leaving thousands dead and the city in ruins. Bruce Wayne, present during the destruction, witnessed firsthand the devastating power Superman wielded. To Batman, Superman represented an existential threat. A being with such unchecked power, if turned rogue, could enslave or destroy humanity. Meanwhile, Superman began to see Batman's methods, intimidation, brutality, and operating above the law as dangerously authoritarian. This mutual distrust was fanned by external manipulations, most notably by Lex Luthor, a cunning and power-hungry billionaire who sought to eliminate both heroes by turning them against each other. Luthor orchestrated events to heighten their animosity. He framed Superman for violent acts and exploited Batman's paranoia, providing him with a weaponized form of kryptonite, Superman's only weakness. Simultaneously, he forced Superman into a corner by threatening his loved ones, leaving him with no choice but to confront the Dark Knight. The battle. The stage was set in Gotham City. On one side stood Batman, clad in a reinforced armored suit designed to withstand Superman's might. Armed with kryptonite-laced gadgets and traps, he prepared to face a foe far beyond his natural abilities. On the other side was Superman, reluctant to fight but pushed to his limits by the circumstances. The fight was brutal. Superman's raw strength and speed were met with Batman's cunning and preparation. Each blow from Superman sent shockwaves through the city, while Batman countered with calculated precision, using kryptonite gas to weaken the Man of Steel. As the battle raged, it became evident that the fight wasn't merely about strength or strategy. It was a reflection of their conflicting philosophies. Superman pleaded with Batman to see reason, but Batman, driven by his fears and sense of duty, refused to relent. Who was right and wrong? In truth, neither hero was entirely right or wrong. Superman's presence undeniably brought danger to Earth, but his intentions were noble, and his actions were often the last line of defense against apocalyptic threats. Batman's concerns about unchecked power were valid, but his obsession with control blinded him to Superman's humanity. Their conflict was fueled not just by external forces but by their inability to trust and communicate with one another. It was a cautionary tale of how fear and misunderstanding can turn allies into enemies. Comparing strengths. Superman, a near unstoppable force, Superman's abilities make him one of the most powerful beings on Earth. His weaknesses, however, include kryptonite and his emotional ties to humanity, which can be exploited. Batman, the ultimate tactician, Batman's greatest strength lies in his preparation and adaptability. His intelligence and resourcefulness allow him to turn even the most hopeless situations to his advantage. While Superman could easily overpower most foes, Batman's foresight and ability to exploit weaknesses often leveled the playing field. The outcome: in the climactic moment of their fight, Batman gained the upper hand, pinning a weakened Superman and preparing to deliver the final blow with a kryptonite spear. However, Superman, in desperation, uttered the name Martha, his mother's name, which coincidentally was also Batman's mother's name. This seemingly small detail triggered a flood of memories for Batman, reminding him of his own humanity and the shared vulnerabilities between them. Realizing they were being manipulated, Batman stayed his hand, and the two joined forces to confront Lex Luthor and his schemes. In the end, there was no definitive winner. The real victory lay in their reconciliation and mutual understanding. Together, they thwarted Luthor's plans and later faced even greater threats as allies rather than adversaries. Legacy: the battle between Superman and Batman was a defining moment in their relationship. It demonstrated that even heroes are fallible, capable of making mistakes when consumed by fear or doubt. More importantly, it showcased the power of redemption and unity, proving that even the most divergent paths can converge when the greater good is at stake. Superman, the divided symbol of hope. Superman had always been seen as a savior, a symbol of hope, and the embodiment of selflessness. His alien origins didn't matter to those inspired by his heroic deeds, saving lives, halting natural disasters, and protecting Earth from cosmic threats. However, after the destruction of Metropolis during his battle with General Zod, many began to view him with suspicion. Supporters of Superman's advocates argued that his actions had saved billions. To them, he was a misunderstood hero bearing an unimaginable burden, sacrificing his peace for humanity's survival. They believed in his inherent goodness and pointed out that the destruction in Metropolis was not his fault but a consequence of him stepping up to stop Zod. Critics of Superman. On the other hand, skeptics saw Superman as a potential threat. The sheer magnitude of his power, coupled with his alien heritage, made them question whether he could be trusted. If he ever turned against humanity, who could stop him? These fears were amplified by media sensationalism and figures like Lex Luthor,